Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. For today's video, I am going to be breaking down everything I spent in the first week of December using my expense tracker from my December printable worksheets here. And I pulled out this black Pilot G2 pen, but I think I'd be better off pulling in an erasable pen because there's a whole lot of transactions happening. It's a lot to go over, and I'm sure I'm going to make mistakes. So I'm going to actually put this guy away and pull in one of my erasable pens instead. This is the pen from Parkoo. I also am going to pull in a red pen. Actually, I'm not going to need the red pen for expense tracking, but something tells me I am going to need the red pen when it comes time to do my budget results video, which you will see later on this week, because we had a metric ton of spending happen this week. I don't know if it's just the end of the year and I don't care as much, or if it's just everything going on with preparing for the holidays and Vlogmas here on my channel and everything going on. But we've just been spending, like, we make a whole heck of a lot more money than we do. So I'm not sure what areas of the budget we're over budget in. That's one of the reasons I need to do my expense tracking, but I can tell you that we've been spending like nobody's business. So the expenses that we're going to track this week are from November 30th through December 6th. So this is going to be everything that I spent from our main budget. I have been writing in all of my business expenses as well as my sinking funds transactions on my expense tracker when I do these videos, but I'm breaking things up now. This is only going to be what came out of our regular everyday budget, not anything that came out of sinking funds or anything that came from my business expenses. That'll be on a separate expense tracker. I had a ton of spending happening in my sinking funds this week. My Christmas sinking fund is, I'm pretty sure, going to be completely emptied, and I'm not even done Christmas shopping yet, so we're probably going over budget with Christmas. I've also been doing a ton of spending for getting things ready for my channel for the new year, so that's a whole other mess. Right now, I'm just going to try to make sense of my transactions, you know, our variable spending from the week, as well as what bills we paid, and try to make sense of everything so that I can figure out if I'm over or under budget. So I'm going to just start out at the very top of the list with everything that happened on the 30th, and I'm going to turn my phone volume down so that you guys don't have to hear it go off every 20 seconds. It seems like my phone has just been going off constantly, so let me get rid of that. And we'll start out with the transaction for Walmart. This was our groceries for the week, though we did go back and pick up other things throughout the week as well. This was just like our main shop. So the category for this is food. We will go through and color code this at the end as well and add everything up. At Walmart, we spent $88.98 out of pocket. It was actually more than this, but my mother-in-law paid me back some for some of the items that we purchased for Thanksgiving that she was supposed to pick up. So I just kind of took that off the top, paid that, and then this is what came out of our food envelope. All right. Once we were done grocery shopping, we decided we were starving. This seems to be the case whenever I do grocery shopping in the evenings with my husband, which I've been doing more lately rather than just doing like grocery pickup or whatever. I have a really hard time shopping on my own because I do have a back injury, and lifting heavy things up into the cart, especially if we need like cat food or larger items, is difficult. So I either need to take somebody with me to help me with the shopping, or I need to just do grocery pickup or delivery. So when we've been going together, we've been going in the evenings after he gets home from work, and inevitably we always end up eating out right after that. So that's probably not the best bet. I'm going back to having my groceries delivered this week. We'll see how that goes. Even with having to pay the extra for a tip, it ends up costing us less because we don't then eat out. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, we went to Hardee's, my husband and I did, and grabbed dinner, and that came out to be $21.39. You can see that I am including the change here because this was all done just using my credit card, and we didn't pull cash out of the bank for our food category this week. We decided just to leave it in the bank, and so we're dealing with exact change this time around. And then, so we went to Hardee's and grabbed dinner, and then we went to Walmart and grabbed our groceries. Then we had to feed the kids, so or the kid anyway, my youngest son. My oldest son took care of his own dinner. But he didn't want Hardee's, and so we picked him up Wendy's. So that was also on the 30th. This is so sloppy. I just polished my nails and they're still a little bit tacky, so that explains that. So this was also the food category, and we spent $10.80 at Wendy's for him. All right, so then keeping with the food category, I guess, we went to Dollar General on the 1st to pick up something that we forgot at the grocery store. So this was also food, and this was $5.40. I don't even remember what it was, but it was something. Then we went to, I don't know why I decided to break it up by category this time. Usually I do it by day, but for whatever reason, when I did my little rough draft here, I separated it by category. So we're gonna skip down to, and I didn't write dates in either. I did a really poor job preparing for this video. My apologies, friends. What day was Saturday? On the 4th, then, we went to Tim Hortons and got some coffee. So that was also the food category, and that amount was $5.71. Then we went to Bob Evans as a family. Actually, I think we went to Bob Evans first, and then we went to Tim Hortons to get coffee because the Bob Evans coffee was terrible. So we went to Bob Evans to do breakfast, myself, my husband, and my son. You would have seen that in that day's Vlogmas video if you missed it. And we spent a total of $54.81. That is with tip. Around the holidays, we always tip 25%. Typically, we're 20% tippers, but, you know, in November and December around the holidays, we up that a little bit. So it was a total of $54.81 for the three of us to have breakfast. It was not very good, honestly. It looked really delicious, but everything was just kind of mediocre. So that was a shame that we spent $54.81 and then, you know, didn't really enjoy it that much. And then on the 5th, to make up for that kind of mediocre breakfast, my husband ran to Walmart and picked up a few things so that he could make breakfast at home. And it was much, much better, much more enjoyable. And that was $22.09. And lastly, for December 6th, my husband ran through a drive-thru of Tim Hortons this morning. Apparently he was all out of his cash. Usually if he runs to Tim Hortons or whatever while he's at work, he uses his spending money, but he must have been out because he swiped the credit card for this, and it was $2.52. So that is everything that we spent on food this week. Like I said, I don't know why I kind of decided to split it up by category this time. I think probably so that I could separate out like the Christmas and the things we pulled out of our sinking funds. So that was food. Now we'll talk about the bills that got paid. So on 12/1, so yeah, these dates are not going to be in descending or ascending order, but that's fine. We paid our water bill. So the category for this will be bills, and that amount was $36.21. We also paid our rent this day. It's our lot rent. We live in a mobile home, so we own our home, but we rent the lot that it sits on. So that was also bills, and that amount was $527. Also on 12/1, I sat down and paid all of the week's bills all at one time. So these were all on the 1st. We also paid our cable bill. So that was bills. And that amount was $62.44. And then I also paid the minimum payment on a credit card that was due this week, and that amount was $55. So that was all of the bills. Next we have my spending, and I didn't write dates in for any of these, so I'm just going to leave the dates blank, but suffice it to say it happened sometime between November 30th and December 6th. So the first one was an Afterpay payment. I bought a foundation that I've been wanting to try for a really long time, and it's pricey. I did purchase it during a Black Friday, Cyber Monday, holiday, some kind of sale this week. I guess it was after Black Friday, so I don't know what the sale was, but I know that it was the Urban Decay Naked something foundation, and I decided to put it on Afterpay to split up the payments so that I would not wipe out all of my spending money in one fell swoop, because it was pretty pricey. And so the amount then that I had to pay was $10 to Afterpay. Then I went on Amazon and I picked up some hair things that I needed. I got some little hair clips and some hair ties and things, and the amount was $15. Apparently I rounded all of these up and didn't include the change, even though I included the change here. Like I said, you guys, December has been crazy, and I'm just at a point where I'm ready to start a new year with a new budget. So if the inconsistencies are bothersome to you, my apologies. I'm just trying to get through this. Then on Walmart, I purchased a lipstick. I saw my friend Jess from the channel Bless Jess wearing this really beautiful lipstick, and I asked her what shade it was, and she told me, and I went ahead and purchased it. So that was $5, and that was it for my spending. Then, alright, so we took care of food. I'm just going to kind of check things off here on my little list so I can make sure I get everything. Oh, look, I missed something. A bill. So this is going to be all out of order now. But Canva came out of my account. Oh no. That's a business expense. That's why I missed it. We'll erase that. See, it's a good thing I switched to my erasable pen. So that's that. Oh, we had a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of unbudgeted expenses that I need to account for. And I have gas. So let's go ahead and do gas. So this was Marathon. And you guys, it cost $52.01 to fill my gas tank. I'm assuming that's what that transaction is. My husband is the one that filled the gas tank, and that's the only transaction I see on my credit card statement that could be gas. So I did send him a text message to double check that with him. He hasn't gotten back to me, but I have to assume that that's what it is. I don't know if that was all gas or if he grabbed a drink or something while he was at the gas station, but we're just going to call that gas for the week, which is more than what I budget for each week. So that's a shame. Like I said, we're going to have lots of red ink on this week and probably this whole month, it seems like. So that was that. So that was gas. And then we have my unbudgeted expenses. So sometime when I switched my sinking funds over, I negated my like personal care sinking fund that I had for things like haircuts and you know, shampoo, conditioner, that sort of thing. I think because I thought to myself that I would be picking up like those shampoo, conditioner things at Walmart while I was doing my grocery shopping, so I would just take it out of my grocery money. And that would be fine if I was purchasing the items at like Walmart when I was doing my grocery shopping. But this week I actually placed an order online for some of my husband's favorite products. And I wasn't sure where to take that from. It didn't seem right to take it from food because it wasn't like lumped in with a bunch of groceries. It was a separate transaction. And so that's typically where I would go into a sinking fund. But I don't have a personal care sinking fund. So unfortunately, this is going to be categorized as unbudgeted because I didn't have any money set aside for this specifically. It was from Amazon and the amount was $23.17. This was for my husband's shaving cream and aftershave that he really likes. When I redo my sinking funds for the new year, I need to make sure that I'm putting back in personal care or something like that to cover situations like this where it's not really being taken out of food because it wasn't purchased while I was doing my grocery shopping. I actually might consider separating my food and household budgets. Again, I go back and forth about this. This is like the one area of my budget that I'm constantly changing my mind about. Whether I want to have my household items and my food items in a separate budget or if I want to keep them together. I don't know, but definitely something I'm going to have to decide for the new year so that this doesn't happen again with unbudgeted. Similarly, we also purchased some washcloths this week, and I didn't have that specifically budgeted for, and I didn't know kind of where to take that money from. This was actually through Walmart online. So it's just an unbudgeted expense, and that was $5.06. And lastly, from Walmart online as well, my husband needed new work boots this week. He works with a lot of water, and his old work shoes were just destroyed. I thought he was going to get another month out of them, and I was planning on adding money to our clothing sinking fund to get him these boots next month, but it was time. He needed to replace them, and so, you know, again, with the unbudgeted expenses, this is really gonna hurt this week when I do my budget results, but you know, it is what it is. That was $85 for his work shoes. So I think that that's everything. That's everything outside of what we spent our sinking funds on. Like I said, I'm going to do a separate expense tracker for that with my transaction log for my sinking funds, which makes more sense. That's what I should have been doing all along. But yeah, definitely a lot of spending this week, a lot of unbudgeted expenses. We definitely spent a ton of money from our Christmas sinking fund as well. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that our Christmas sinking fund is going to be completely emptied this week, and I still have to buy stocking stuffers for my kids, and I still have to buy Christmas pajamas for my kids that I do every year. So we're likely going to go over our Christmas budget, unfortunately. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to go ahead and pull in my mild liners here and color code this guy and get everything added up. So we need yellow for food. What else do we have here? Green is miscellaneous, though I didn't have any miscellaneous expenses this week, so I guess I don't need green. Blue for bills. We will do this red color for unbudgeted. Food, bills. Wait, is this blue? Yeah, okay, that's blue. And I need purple for my spending and pink for gas. All right. So let's go ahead and add these totals up and get everything color coded. So we'll start with food here. 88.98 plus 21.39 plus 10.80 plus 5.40 plus 5.71 plus 54.81 plus 22.09 plus 2.52. Okay, well that actually made it a lot easier to add up the food since it was all kind of in one row there. So these are all food expenses. And if you're watching this and you're like, wait, Jessie, I know that you got Chinese food while you were putting up your Christmas tree because I saw that in a vlog, but I don't see that here. What's up with that? That's because that came out of our Christmas sinking fund. So anything you know that I spent money on by watching my vlogs and you're like, where's that money at? Just know that probably came from a sinking fund. So food was a total of $211.17, which I can tell you is over budget from what we budgeted. Okay, bills is next. And let's add that up really quick. So 36.21 plus 5.27 plus 62.44 plus 55 is $680 with 65 cents. And that was for bills. Next up we have my spending, which I'm going to do in purple. Oh yeah, look at those. Awesome highlighting skills. Alright, so Afterpay was 10 plus 15 plus 5 is 30. So I spent $30, which means I'm actually under budget for the week. Who'd have thunk it? For gas, we said it was $52.01. And then we have all of these unbudgeted expenses. $23.17 plus $5.06 plus 85, 113. Oops, I forgot to highlight here. 113.23 there. So not the best week by any stretch of the imagination. You guys will see the sinking fund transactions when I film my sinking fund video, and you will see the business expenses when I film my end of the month, like online income report and business budget. So you will still see all of those transactions, you just won't see them here in my weekly expense tracking. So that is it for this video. Not the best week. I now have to go and film my budget results and put a bunch of red ink on a page. Yeah, so if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. I'd love to have you come back. I promise I don't usually completely annihilate my budget this way. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!